Hey, welcome back. My name is Maxoodle, and today we're going to continue our journey in Bloons TD6 again. But guess what? If you watched my last episode, you'd remember something very specific happened in the last episode, and that was I lost my voice. And literally, just an hour-long video I recorded and I forgot to turn my mic on. Well, guess what? Yeah, look, I'm gonna tell you something. This one's not that bad. Hear me out, do not click off. Do not click off just yet. So, in this video as well, I lost my entire voice again. But I know, look, it's horrible, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what is it my software, I don't know, is it my mic, I don't know, is it the wiring? I have no idea what it is. But in this entire video, I'm gonna add a post voice throughout this hour-long video, just so that you guys have something to listen to as you watch me play. So just keep in mind that I'm recording this as a post voice, and this is not part of the video. So just to quickly give an overview of this map. We're sort of trying, I was thinking about, you know what, maybe put a sniper down up top, and I realized that if you put one down on the center tree, you can just put it down and it would just cover the entire area, and it does not have any blind spots like snipers do. So that was the initial plan, but as you can see, even I'm kind of forgetting what I'm doing here. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not just gonna voice over just as I play, right? That'll be boring now to do as a post voice. So I'm just gonna tell you some cool little stories if I can remember off the top of my head. So here we go. So it was about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, I went on a trip with my friends to another state, and over there, you know, first day went really fine. We had a nice little place to ourselves. It had a nice little pool. It had a kitchen. It had everything. So we had like booked these 3-4 close nearby sort of cottages, you would say so. And you know, in each of those we had like 4 or 5 guys staying. So you know, in total we were like 20 guys or something. So it was a big group, right? And I went there and it was a blast. You know, first day went good. We chilled out, had a lot of fun, went to nearby restaurants and pubs and clubs and whatnot. And it was fine. By the way, I don't drink. You guys should try not to drink. If you drink, try to avoid it, just as a side note. And I don't smoke. I don't do any of those. It's just I give my friends company if they are going. So just you know, just I don't want to leave them alone there. So also, so we just went to different places, explored around the area. There was a nice little beach around there. It was nice restaurants, nice food, nice people, nice crowd. But what happened was, it's just an interesting story. So hear me out. I'm just gonna come back to the game real quick. I think I'm just exploring the ice monkeys here, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need something for lead balloons, maybe I need something for ceramics, something for camo. So I'm just trying to explore these upgrades and patterns here. So you can keep watching the game and you can sort of understand what my thought process is, but I will try to cover some of those as I see. So what happens is, first day goes pretty well, pretty nice, and it was chill, it was calm, it was soothing, and everything's fine. The next day we decided, you know what, let's spice it up a little bit, and we would play some games, you know, some outdoor games like football and stuff. And as we were playing, one of my friends got injured in his knee. So he twisted his knee and it just popped out. His knee popped out and then immediately went back in. right? So it was a horrible. He was in horrible pain, but then his knee went popped back in, right? So we were like, yeah, do you want to continue playing? Do you want to stop playing? Do you know what, you decide, right? And one of the guys suggested, if you get injured during a game, it's ideal to not come back to the game until you're fully healed, because the chance of injury gets much higher. So just imagine, like, you tear a ligament, right? And if you come back into the game and if you tear the same ligament again, it can go from like a grade 3 to a grade 1, or a grade 1 to grade 3. I don't know what's the sequence, which one's worse, but there's like these grades in ligaments. I'm gonna quickly look up just so I can provide some better information here. What's grade in ligament tears? All right, so there's yeah. So grade 1 is where there's a small tears in your ligaments. Grade 2 is where there's large tears and large breakages in your ligaments. And grade 3 is horrible, where the entire ligament is torn apart, like it's two different pieces. So this guy, he had a grade 1 ligament tear, so it's not that bad, but it was still painful and still a serious condition. Maybe you cannot just ignore. By the way, I'm putting down some of these glue gunners here just because I wanted to upgrade them as well, and kind of explore how they can help with the lead balloons, and maybe to sort of slow down some of the Moab classes later on, some of the ceramic ones, those kind of things. But I just realized these guys don't do damage until they're yeah, like this is just glued and it'll just go past through. So these guys don't do damage unless you upgrade this ability. The first one, which is the glue soak. Is it the second one? I think it's the first path, but the second ability in the first path. So anyway, as I was saying, so this guy gets injured, and we sit him down. He's the injured player, and the rest of the team continues playing. And as we're playing, I step in. It's my turn now, and I also face something similar, but instead my foot or my ankle gets twisted. So as I'm running, suddenly I decide to shift my entire body from going straight to the left. And by the way, keep in mind another huge problem here. None of us warmed up before playing. We were just sitting in our cars, and we just jumped straight into action, like straight into fast-paced sport, and that is horrible. That's a recipe for disaster. If you're playing any sort of sport, if you're doing any sort of these fast-paced activities, be very sure to do proper warm-ups before you get into any sort of those things. It's very important, because as you guys can see, two of us got injured because of lack of warm-up. Otherwise, like, we are both fit, all right? We're not like we can't run, or we don't know how to move our foot, right? It's nothing like that. It's just lack of warm-up and lack of maybe some coordination that went wrong. I don't know what went wrong there. But what happens is I twist my ankle, and so my right foot. So just imagine I'm going straight, and there's a guy coming straight towards me, right? So we are about to collide head into head, and it's going to be horrible. So I decide, instead of smashing our heads into each other, because that didn't sound like a great idea at the time, if I was given the choice of smashing my head into another bloke or not, I'd rather not. You know what I mean? So I decided, let me step out of the way as I'm running towards him, and if we get really close, and immediately I slide to the left, and as I slide to the left, I put so much pressure on my right foot that my right foot's ankle gets twisted, and sort of my right foot ankle got twisted in a way that it bent inward, and so the right side of my right foot, the ligament tore, and that is also a grade 1, thankfully. But at the time, like for like 5-10 minutes, I was in horrible pain, but it seemed manageable, right? It seemed like it's okay, right? And there was no crazy down like nothing crazy side effects, or like I felt like I was able to walk, so I just continued walking, and I sort of sat down on the side. Then some of my mates called me and were like, "Hey, can you play still? Because we really need you. We're losing here." And I was like, dude, I can try, but I'm not gonna be of that much help." Right. So I step in, and that's again bad idea. If you get injured, do not step back into the game ever, right? If your team's losing, dude, your legs are most important. Your body's more important. Your life is more important than this freaking game, right? I mean, depends on what level, but certainly at this level I didn't have to. But I stepped back in, and I was very cautious, obviously, so I didn't sprint or anything crazy like that. But I was just sitting there, and as I was standing, I started to feel like it's not good. Like I couldn't stand up much longer, and I would sort of, as I walk, I was limping. So I was like, you know what, guys, I'm just gonna sit this one out. You guys go ahead, have fun. I'm just gonna take some rest. So I sit by my friend who also got injured, and we were both just sitting there. And as we're sitting for like 10 minutes, I noticed that my knee, sorry, not my knee, my foot is starting to swell up a little bit. So I'm like, okay, this is not looking good, dude. So I take my shoes off, and I just try to give a little breathing room to my foot. And then it really started to hurt. So we decided, you know what, it's getting late. It was like 8 p.m. at that time, as we were wrapping up the match. We go back home to our little place, and yeah, everyone comes to see me. They were like, dude, this is looking bad, and you gotta take care of yourself, and all those. A very, very kind group of friends. And we decided, you know what, the next day, so I'll sleep this one out, and the next day I'll go visit a doctor. So both me and my friend both were, you know, on the bed, completely not able to walk at all. We need someone to bring us food. We need someone to, you know, grab us dinner. So all my friends help us with that, and that was really nice and kind of them. But the next day we wake up, and then we go to the hospital in our car, and this time I'm not the one driving, which felt really bad, right? Like I came here on a trip, and yesterday I was driving, and today, and probably from today until the end of the trip, I'm not going to be able to drive. And in our group, believe it or not, we didn't have that much. We didn't have that many good drivers. So the ride was bumpy. It wasn't the smoothest drive. Let's be honest. One of my friends, if you're watching, you're probably not watching, but if you're watching, that was horrible, the way you drove. But we somehow reached a nearby hospital. Me and my friend both. Me with my injured foot, my friend with his injured knee, with his displaced knee that popped back in. We both come in, and the doctor's not there yet at the hospital. And oh, by the way, this camo balloon is seeping through, it seems. I don't know if I have any defense against camo. What did I do here? Did I put down a sniper? I don't know what did I do there. Must have done something. Okay, I'm just gonna let the camel balloon
They're
pass.
leaking.
That's great.
I'm
Hopefully I
waiting.
did something by the end. You gotta watch to see. But anyway, as we're at the hospital, we're waiting, and these nurses come through and they're like, okay, we'll take you in. So they sit me and my friend on wheelchairs, which is the first time for me. I've never been on a wheelchair before. And I sit down on a wheelchair and they scoot us to the second floor, I believe, or was it first? I think it's the second floor probably. They uh well they pushed us. Do you push a guy in a wheelchair, or do you what is it called? Probably pushed, right? So they sort of pushed me and my friend to the second floor, and there we had our X-ray done, we had our scans done, and these, by the way, these nurses were as cool as they were. I don't know if they really knew how to treat or know exactly what they're doing. So we called for an orthodontist, which is like an official doctor for bones and stuff. So the doctor was gonna come in like 25 minutes, 30 minutes. So as we were waiting, we got our X-rays done, and turns out we didn't have any fractures, which is the major thing that we were worried about. You know, your fractures would be huge. Getting your bone snapped, getting a part of your bone broken, it hurts a lot. And if you get a fracture, you're probably not even gonna be able to walk for like, I don't know, 3 months. You're gonna need a cast, you're gonna need a plaster or whatever the treatment is, right? So you're gonna need like a splint or a cast or something like that. And as we were sort of just waiting there, they take me in, they scan me, take the X-ray, position my foot in certain angles. They you know, these guys know where's the perfect angle for to examine. Okay, the injury happened here, let's position it this way. It happened here, do that. And they take all the X-rays out, and they're like, okay, we don't think there's been a fracture, but we do believe there's has been some tears or some sort of muscle that has been stretched or something like that, due to which the foot is swelling up. So I think swelling up is probably just a lot of blood that's been leaking. And so what happens is, as the days pass, my foot started to become a little bit bluish at the bottom, which, as I read online, it's fine. It was like the bloodstream losing hemoglobin. You know, your body is absorbing hemoglobin out of your blood, which takes that red color out of the blood. And it's pretty interesting that your blood's not even red colored. You know, it's hemoglobin that gives it the red color, that pigment. By the way, I'm just gonna leave camo balloons here. I have no defense against camo, do I? Okay, this ice monkey up top is doing something against camo, I think. But yeah, only this guy's doing something. Okay. Okay, and there's nothing else. And I'm down to 25 lives. This is horrible. This is not ideal. But as I was saying, where was I? What was I saying? Yes, X-rays. So we got X-rays done, and after some time, the doctors arrive, and they see it. And by the way, the way they examine it's horrible. Look, I just got my ligament tore down or something, and this doctor comes in and he pushes his goddamn finger in my foot, and he's like, "Oh, do you feel pain?" I'm like, brother, if I didn't have injury, the amount of pressure you're putting in, I would feel pain. It's insane. He's pressing his whole goddamn finger into my foot, and he's saying, "Oh, do you feel more pain here or here?" I'm like, bro, honestly, anywhere you touch is the most pain. You can touch on my hand right now, and I would say it's horrible pain. Like, he was pressing so hard. I don't know what's the obsession of these doctors of pressing their fingers into the painful areas. Same thing happened to me in my childhood as well. Like when I was a kid and I had like stomach pain or anything, doctor would push his goddamn fingers or his whole entire hand into my stomach and be like, "Oh, do you feel pain here?" I'm like, "Brother, come on. Now I do. Earlier I didn't." And he would sort of move his finger around on my foot, and then he would be like, "Okay, do you feel more here, more here?" So they're sort of examining which part of the foot exactly is the most pain, and that sort of gives them an idea. Okay, it would be this ligament, or it would be that muscle. It would be, there's I think there's 3 ligaments on the right side of your foot. Not sure, don't quote me on that. But he was sort of examining, okay, which part of the ligament is affected, and he would sort of do the treatment based on that. So the nurses, so before the doctor arrived, before the orthodontist arrived, the nurses said, "You're gonna need a cast, like a plaster cast, wrapped around your foot, and you're gonna be in that cast for 3 months." And I was like, that is horrible, dude. My entire plans are ruined. It's a horrible thing to happen. Then the orthodontist arrives and he's like, "Dude, there's no fracture, and it's like grade 1. Are you able to walk?" I'm like, "Not really, but I'm kind of able to sustain my body's pressure or body's weight on one foot. I can sort of walk with a limp." And he's like, "Okay, if that's the case, you don't need a cast, but you do need an ankle brace." So he gave me this ankle brace that is removable, right? You put your foot into it, you sort of wrap it tight, and it has these metallic rods, or sort of metallic brace thingies on the left and right side that sort of allows my foot to it sort of grabs the foot from all around it and prevents any future injuries, or prevents it to turn anymore, or it prevents accidents basically. And that was great. Now I have something removable. I can take a shower, because with a cast, even taking a shower is horrible, and you can't even walk, dude, because you have this entire cast on you. I mean, cast is nice if you need it. Whatever your doctors prescribe is the best. By the way, what the fuck am I doing here? Am I just gonna lose an entire Moab here? What is this? Is this over? Oh yeah, it is over. Well, I think I'm gonna restart, and now I must be better prepared, because I know that camo is gonna be a problem, and I know that Moabs are gonna be a problem. So let's see what I do. I'm gonna stick down some of these glue monkeys, because they were great against like a mass bunch of balloons. So yeah, these are great for sure. But I realized I need this glue soak thing, so I will restart again. And I will pop one of these back in, and then I would do, come on, place it, there we go. And I would do glue soak, and I would wait for the corrosive glue, because that's the only thing that does damage. By the way, we're just taking on these random challenges that I'll use glue monkeys only, or I'll use certain monkeys only, just to spice up the game. Otherwise it feels a little bit boring. Otherwise it's just too easy. Put some cannons, put some dart monkeys, put some these what's the boat, what's the like pirate ship thingy. Yeah, just eat the Moabs, right? Easy. So, but not on this map. This is not water map. Yeah, I realized this is not gonna work, so I'm just thinking of some plan. Probably some magic monkey or something. Yeah, so I'm just experimenting here. Anyway, to continue on the story, yeah, the doctor comes in. He's like, "Okay, an ankle brace is gonna be fine for you, And for my friend who has his kneecap popped out and then popped back in, doctor was like, yeah, that's great, that if the fact that it popped back in, that's amazing. Sometimes it just dislocates and doesn't pop back in without, doctor's intervention. But that's great that it happened. But he still had a ligament tear, just like me, and he would also need a brace. So doctor suggested him a knee brace. Now, this guy is crazy. This guy is his thighs, his knee area is so fat that their knee brace didn't fit him. They were like, oh, we're gonna need a bigger brace here. His thigh is so big. Right, so they get an extra large knee brace for this guy. And yeah, it was just funny. We made a lot of fun of this guy. But anyway, let's continue. So yeah, so we got our braces back, and then we were back into our place, into our stay there. And yeah, we stayed there for a few more days. I thought maybe, you know what, now that I'm here, I'm not gonna go back home because of an injury. I'm just gonna I've got a brace. I'll take care of myself. I'll be with my friends, but I'll try not to walk as much, and I'll try to, if they're going somewhere, I'll go in the car with them. But I'm not gonna do activities. I'm definitely not gonna play any sports. But yeah, so after like a couple more day passes, I was like, you know what? Let me try to go into the pool. So I say, okay, let me try going to the pool. And as soon as I go into the pool, by the way, that was, at first, it seemed like a horrible idea. You got a leg injured. Why are you going to the pool? But then I realized once you go into the pool, your foot doesn't have to do much. I mean, I'm not gonna swim. I'm just gonna float in the pool, right? Because if I swim, it's gonna hurt my ankle. If I kick my foot, it's gonna hurt my ankle a lot. So I decided, you know what, let me just try to go in the pool. And the great thing about that is you can just float, and it lifts off a lot of the weight off of your ankle. It's your body becomes light because of the buoyancy of the water, and it's just amazing. And since then, dude, I was like, this is it. This is my place. This is the best thing I can do, given my condition. So I was just in the pool all the time, and I enjoyed that a lot. Even my friend, he was first skeptical, but after a day of seeing me in the pool, enjoying it, and getting out fine, not dying in the pool, he was like, you know what, I'll step in as well. I'll try it as well. Then he got in, and he was like, yeah, this is nice. It's not as bad. We played some volleyball in the pool, which was really fun. I was just sitting back there. If the ball comes in, I'll punch it. I'll throw it back. But yeah, it was fun regardless. Yeah, lots of fun there. But yeah, that's those kind of things happen. And today it's been 3-4 weeks, and finally I took my ankle brace off. Now I'm back in my home, and I took my ankle brace off, and it feels amazing. Now I still walk with a slight limp, but that's just because my body has been trained over the last few weeks to walk this way to prevent any further injuries. So what you often need after such things like casts or plasters or braces is you need a physiotherapy to sort of train your ankle back, train your mind back into thinking, okay, you can walk normally. So for a few days, I'll be taking physiotherapy. I'll go for physio like tomorrow probably. But in the meantime, I'm also trying to train my brain to thinking, you know what, it's safe to walk like a normal person. And honestly, the recovery has been beautiful. I'm able to walk very much perfectly again. And yeah, dude, it's just been a ride for the last few weeks. Um, yeah, I mean, that's all. That's my little story. And I think let's get back to the game here for a second. I'm just gonna use some magic monkeys because I realized they can hit camo and lead as well. So that's what I'm doing here. And let me just quickly try to remember. Okay, yes, I think that this was the round where, or sort of this was the map where I went the necromancer. Is it the necromancer? The guy that reanimates balloons. And dude, it was the first time I was trying that out, and I was like tripping how good that is. This was the first time I saw like defensive balloons. You know, like you creating balloons that that defend you, that take up against the incoming balloons. And then once you upgrade it to, I think, I don't know what's the last one called, you can create these Moab-like structures, Moab-like balloons. And dude, it's just amazing. So here's what I'm gonna do. I told you a quick little story, but I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of the game without voiceover, and just try to enjoy it, right? And there's gonna be no voiceover, but it's just gonna be the sound of the games. But I'm gonna win this round, win these rounds, win this map by the end, hopefully. I don't know if I will. I mean, this is the current strategy that I'm trying with the magic monkeys, but let's see if I do. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say right now. I wish I had more stories so I could talk through the entire video, but yeah, it's like there's like probably like a few more minutes left. And yeah, just enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully I'm able to figure out my mic problems until then. And honestly, if I, look, is there, by the way, is there a way in this game to reset your progress or reset a map? Because, or maybe I'll just play the map again. Maybe that's what I'll do in case something goes wrong with the mic. But yeah, it's horrible, just, losing all your audio. I don't know why that happens. I'll look into it, but it's just a sad thing. Yeah, I decided to pop down a sniper just to shoot those purple balloons because they pass through against the magic monkeys that I've been placing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And yeah, that's it from me, guys. Keep watching. There's a few more minutes of this remaining, and there will be no outro. I'm gonna do the outro right now. And take care, guys. Take care of your health, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Yeah. Forward! Handle it! BFB, handle it! What next? Target? Awesome. Handle it! Nature's wrath. Handle it! BFB, handle it! Ha! Moa, handle it! Aye! ZOMG. Handle it.